Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, and as you can see, we have a cracking day. So welcome to a really, really beautiful Rider Ramblings. You may be wondering why there's a paucity of videos. There is actually a valid reason. I twisted my ankle. And quite literally, I haven't been out except for to go to the physiotherapist for about 10 days now. And I probably shouldn't be on the motorbike, but I've got to go somewhere tomorrow. I've got to go somewhere on Wednesday, so I thought I would give it a go and see if I can ride. And I'm deliberately using a route that I would normally take, not necessarily the one I will take on Monday, but one which I would normally take. But I'm going to take it a little bit differently. So you'll probably recognise this first part of the route. It's the second part of the route which will be more interesting, or probably not. Anyhow, yes, let's talk about physioterrorism and so on. I twisted my ankle while I was actually out on a walk, and I hadn't been drinking, so that's probably why I twisted my ankle. I wasn't supple enough. I am actually having problems changing gear a little bit, so we'll have to see. I've got it, so yeah. I was about 2/3 of the way around my walk, so I just continued my walk, because it didn't feel, apart from the initial pain, it didn't feel too bad. But when I got within about 200 yards of home, let's just say the pain became quite terrible. So it's been packed in ice, and as soon as I could get to the physiotherapist, I went to the physiotherapist, who put a boot on it and then ran ice cold water through this boot for about half an hour. Which initially was actually quite painful from the cold, but wasn't too bad. As I say, it soothed the pain of the twisted ankle, and he also put some electrodes on and stimulated the muscles and so on and so forth. And after all that, he put some strapping on, and so he put some strapping on and strapped it all up, and that was really good, actually. And I mean, it was interesting piece of bandaging, because basically he got this bandage and cut it into tails, not quite slices, tails, and then sort of fed it over my foot and ankle and so on. And that worked very well. So he also gave me a prescription for an ankle brace, which about 50 quid. Well, 40 quid, sorry, about 50 euros, about 40 quid. So that was quite expensive. But because there's a prescription, I didn't have to pay for all of it. I just had to pay a small part of it. And I have to wear that when I'm out and about. But of course I can't wear it with a motorcycle boot, which is what I'm wearing today. And that works actually quite well. I've got crutches to hobble about on, but today was the first time for nearly 10 days that I put my motorcycle boots on, and it was a bit of a tight fit over the twisted ankle, but it does fit, and I've got it strapped up because it's got one of these that has a strap on it. That you can cincher up a bit like a snow skiing boot. So I've got that all done up, and so that's supporting my calf, ankle, leg, foot, you name it, it's being all supported. I'm riding slowly because not sort of riding like a normal Parisian motorcyclist, because I don't want to have to try and use this foot, so I'm anticipating problems, because I did put it down at one of the stops back there, and it was I mean, because it's supported in the boot, it's fine in holding it up, but it was not very pleasant. It was a bit painful, so I shall be right-footing it instead of left-footing it. So I have to plan all of that. As well. Anyhow, yes, so physioterrorist. I then had to go on. I went back to the physioterrorist 2 days later, and he re-strapped the foot because it had come apart. Put this boot back on. Well, he took the strapping off and put the boot back on, which he filled full of ice-cold water, and pumped it round my foot, which was quite uncomfortable, actually. But it does work, because you do feel very well afterwards. It does actually function quite well. Put even more electrodes on the system, rather than just and they say buses are the future. And basically did that, so yes, so that was Thursday. Friday I was I had a heart scan. I'd had this booked for a couple of months actually, and so I was at the hospital, and had fun there, because the nurses and technicians and so on are really, really nice people. And I had actually worked at that hospital, though I didn't know these people. I had worked at the hospital, 8 years ago. I finished about 8 years ago, I think. Yep. So, and as I say, they were nice people. They certainly were. So, had this heart scan, and they inject some sort of grunge into you, which is I'm going to say it's just weird. It's weird. It makes you feel really hot. Sort of starts, you know, in your head for some reason. I thought it would start in my heart, but it didn't. It started in my head. And then sort of proceeded right the way down your body, so you had this sort of hot flush. I imagine it's what women feel when they get to a certain age. And they had this scanner which I went in and out of 2 or 3 times. Spanish car. So, yeah. Anyhow, the result of that is that I'm okay. I've got no problems. They said there's a little bit of calcification in one of the arteries, but nothing to worry about. So I've got an arterial pressure scan on Tuesday. So I've got that coming up on Tuesday, and I've also got the physiotherapist as well. So I've got the physiotherapist in the morning, and this heart pressure scan in the afternoon. As I say, my other half will take me to the physiotherapist, and I'm going to try and hobble down with the crutches to the cardiological centre, which is about 300 metres, 400 metres. It's not very far, maybe 400 metres. So I'll hobble down on crutches and so on, and do that. And then Wednesday I've actually got to come down here, believe it or not. This is why I'm coming here now, just to see if I can do it. But unfortunately on Wednesday I'll be doing about lunchtime, so it's not too bad. Traffic will be a bit worse than it is today, but it won't be too bad. So I'm just scouting out the route. Anyhow, that's enough of me. So this is the reason you haven't had videos. I've actually got one half in the can. I've done a video on renovating some plastic, and I've got a bit of filming still to do on that, unfortunately. So that's to come, and don't know what the speed limit is here. 50, I think. We'll see. So anyhow, so that's to come. So I'll say thank you very much. Please like, comment, share and subscribe, and we'll get back to normal as soon as possible. As I say, I was just trying to get this video out, but never mind.